Oh, welcome back, you absolute switched up legends, to the most algorithmically assassinated channel on YouTube, the best kept secret channel in the gaming and movie community. Today we're going to be doing a Nintendo video. And what kind of Nintendo video are we doing? Well, sir, we're going to be deboxing the Nintendo Switch 2 and the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller. So, just recap, $700 for the Nintendo Switch 2 with the Mario Kart bundle, $110 for the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, and that's pretty much all I got. I canceled the camera when I found out that we're not able to capture more than 30 seconds worth of gameplay features, and we still don't really know, as of the recording of this video, the streaming capability from the Switch 2 to the YouTube's, Twitch, or any other streaming service. What else did I order? Anyway, so this is what I kept. And what am I going to be doing primarily? I'm going to be primarily playing the Mario Kart World. And just to show a few of the original Nintendo Switch 1 games that I'll be revisiting or playing for the first time. So don't forget, I had my Nintendo Switch for like 5-6 months, and then over the holidays I gave it to my nieces because I decided to hold off on these awesome games and the other ones that I have, so I could experience them on the superior Nintendo Switch 2 console. So, might as well, like Mark Ass Brownlee did, start off with the unboxing of the Nintendo Switch 2. So right off the bat, the box feels heavy. Like there's like, I don't know how much this weighs, but it's definitely much heavier than the Nintendo Switch 1 box. And if you guys enjoyed the video and you guys by some miracle were suggested this video and you chose to watch it, and if you guys do enjoy it, please subscribe, hit that like button, bookmark the channel because you'll likely never get this this channel ever recommended to you again. Come back often because I do upload quite regularly. And I'm going to be doing a lot of Nintendo content going forward, hopefully. Now, front of the box, back of the box, top of the box, side of the box. That's the barcode part. Side of the box, underside of the box. As you could see, it is very, very boxy, full of boxy nutrition. That's how I get all these big muscles. All right, so now, so this is, okay, I'm gonna need my knife. So, like this. And that is the Nintendo Switch 2 times. So we are going to do I'm going to be doing another part at the end of the video showing you guys an up close without me in the shot. All right, so the controls. I was expecting my friend to have come over with his Nintendo Switch 1 so we can do an actual side-by-side comparison. So it has an interesting finish. It has a very interesting matte finish. All right, I do like how much bigger the sticks are, and both sticks have the optical on it. All right, then right here we have the switch to screen, the back of the switch, and this is the kickstand. So the kickstand is extremely thin. So until you get used to handling the stick, well, the kickstand, be careful. It has a lot of resistance. So apparently this also has a built-in screen protector, but they still recommend that you buy a screen protector. So I did $15 for one screen protector. Not a bad price. All right, so we have some speakers on the top. We have some buttons. You guys are going to get an in-depth look afterwards. Don't worry about it. So we have the C charger at the bottom and more speakers. So now we're going to attach. All right, kind of satisfying. Now, with the Joy-Cons attached, it does obviously feel much, much bigger. The screen is much, much bigger. And to disconnect the sticks, this button right here. Okay, I hated the Switch 1 way that you had to disconnect the sticks. Like, I always was worried that I was going to break them. This feels like they feel okay, I wouldn't recommend playing like Souls games or frustrating games because it does have quite a bit of give. I don't know how flimsy this is, but just removing the Joy-Cons and putting them back in, a lot smoother experience. Where is, okay, so the power button is right on the top here. Do we have juice? We have some juice. Is it apple juice or prune juice? I like the ambiance music. Hopefully it's picking it up nicely with the DJI mini mic. All right, I'm going to record some audio of this and I'm going to have that as the background music. All right, so I will be setting this up later. Okay, I can't. Okay, so I've been holding the power button for a few seconds and it's not turning off. So it looks like once you turn it on, you have to complete the setup. Not a problem. So what else do we have in the box? All right, so this is what it is what it is, but it's a digital download code for the Mario Kart world. Then you have your pamphlet. They gave you an HDMI cable. I wonder if it's a 0.2. Doesn't matter. It says ultra high speed. I have a bunch of .2 cables. And then you have your whatever you want to call these. I don't use them. I don't plan on using the mic. I mean the mouse. All right, so they seem sturdy, but there's also quite a bit of give on them. So All right, very thoughtful of them. So they gave us a power cable. The power bar, it's pretty hefty. And then you have the cable. And then we have the Nintendo Switch 2, like the controller port. I don't like this. I saw a Dreamcast guy doing his review, and the moment I saw it, I felt the same way that he felt in his video. So this is what it looks like in the case, all right? It doesn't feel good holding it in your hands, specifically because of this. You guys will see it later in the video, the up close, but this is it doesn't feel natural. This feels completely weird, and I don't like it. They need to they need a better layout. So the reason why they had to go this route is because with the Switch 1 case for the controllers, it was a slide up vertically, right? Whereas with this, it's a slide out to the side. So they couldn't have the sides obstructed. And as a result, this feels and looks odd. And then we have finally the dock of the Nintendo Switch twice. So that's the front or the back. That's the other front or the back. That's the side. I see you. Are you subscribed? All right. And this is where your cables would be stored. Pops off very easily and kind of goes back on pretty easily as well. Right, so yeah, they still have an Ethernet port. That's very good. I've always been shocked, even with the Switch 1, that there was an Ethernet port, and it's still so slim. You do have an HDMI port. There is a C port, and you have two HDMI ports on the sides. I like that music, man. I like this music. Looks like a sandwich. Are you hungry? Are you hungry for more videos? Check out the playlists. There's tons of videos. So that is it for the console deboxing. So now let's debox the Pro 2 controller. Once again, the knife. Nothing too fancy for the box. Front of the box, side of the box, back of the box, other side of the box, top of the box, bottom of the box. Very box. All right, so this was the hardest purchase for me to do because I also had to purchase a PlayStation 5 controller because, where is it? So I got a black one because it was on sale and because my white one, the left analog stick spins. So imagine playing Souls games and any type of game pretty much. All right, there's really nothing in the box. There's not even any instructions or whatever. Yeah, not even in this. But so they gave us charging cable. That's always good. decent, very, very decent. Very much reminds me of, okay, very, very slippery. It is very slippery. Yeah, it could have benefited from more of a textured backing, but so this looks very much like an Xbox. This is my preferred layout for the analog sticks compared to the PlayStation 5 analog sticks, where they're both at the bottom, especially like when you're playing like first-person shooter games, and you have big hands. You know, you don't want your thumbs mashing into each other. This is perfect. And this is the C button. This is the button that becomes useless unless you're paying for the service. A physical button deactivated if you don't pay for it. So stupid. All right, so if I power it on, how do you power it on? Okay, anyway. So you got two back buttons. So apparently the controller is very customizable. It feels good in the hand. It's not too small, it's not too big, it's just about right. So now we're going to do for you guys the up close version of the console and the controller. All right. So now we're going to have a look at up close and very personal. That's the screen. That's the top. So you have your headphone jack here. You have a USB-C slot right here. Your power button, the volume up and down. Then on the bottom, you have another USB-C cable, port, speakers, and also third pair of speakers on the top. The music, I like it. It's very, very nice. Switch to controller, inside the dock. Now, there is a problem that I'm surprised that the Switch 2 did not resolve. You cannot charge and play your Nintendo Switch. So, I'm not a big, I would have rathered if the colors, like the blue is fine, but I would have rathered the orange have been a bit more vibrant. And right here you have your opticals for when you put into mouse mode. Now, unless I absolutely have to, I will not be using this as a mouse. Not comfortable at all. Maybe navigating for a couple of minutes might be okay. So, attaching the controllers that easy, and they pull out a lot easier than with the switch one. So the back of the switch we have the kickstand. So there's a lot of resistance to it, so it could support the switch in various angles. If you want to have a high up, if you want to have slight angle, very comfortable. Next, the Switch 2 Pro controller. USB-C port, very important, so you can charge and play your games. So this does have a matte finish, but it's a very, very, very smooth matte finish. So it can slip out of your hands. I don't know if there's any force feedback. Buttons are very buttony. Now, thing is, I can't get this to power on. I'm guessing it's powered off. I mean, there's no battery in this, so I'm gonna need to charge it. So I brought my PlayStation 5 controller so we can have a little comparison. Very similar in size, right? But the PlayStation 5 controller does feel more comfortable. All right. And before we forget, the dock, PhD. It graduated to the dock 2. Dock 2? Doctor? Doctorb. Dr. Jan Itor. Dr. Janitor. If you guys get the reference, you are Super Mario All-Stars in my book. Dr. Jan Itor. And the back comes off extremely easily. Ethernet port, right here, HDMI or aka HDMI right here, USB-C port right here, and on the side here, 2 USB ports, or you might know them as USB ports. And yes, it does look like a sandwich. All right, and now we are going to put the kickstand down, and we are going to slide it into the dock. Slide into like a DM. All right, so there is a little bit of a give. And of course, this will be where you put your games in. All right, Bowser and I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please press those buttons. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Stay tuned for a bunch of Super Mario videos and all sorts of Nintendo Switch 2 games. Well, they're going to be mostly Nintendo Switch 1 games. But I will be playing Mario Kart World. Oh, apparently some stores were giving coins for pre-orders. I did not, so I went to a GameStop in Montreal, Quebec, and this is what we got as a thank you from Nintendo. Would have been nice if it was like a downloadable code for some DLC for pre-ordering the bundle or at least the Switch 2. This did cost me almost $1,000 just for the bundle and the controller. All right, so I appreciate you guys giving some of your time today. As always, stay stellar, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Giga Vega, Michael, out.